Hello and welcome back to MoonClan. My name is Frosty and today I am picking up directly where I left off last time at 83 moons, about to go into 84 and hopefully into a better spring. So last time we had quite a few cats come down with sickness, we lost half of our prey, and possibly most tragically we lost our deputy Comfreyfoot. She has since been replaced by Needledew. And now we are looking forward to the future and hoping that we have some good things to come. There is some possible hints at prophecy relating to Comfreyfoot's death or to possibly the sickness, or maybe to something else altogether, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that now we're going to be getting into better times. Without any further ado though, let's go ahead and jump into our first time skip. MoonClan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. That's not surprising, as last time, unfortunately, Hill Petal did get injured trying to gather herbs. I don't see anything lit up in that third tab though, so I'm hoping we did not get punished for, being a little bit ambitious with our herb gathering. Oh! As a new medicine cat apprentice, Stormpaw dreams of StarClan for the first time. They are greeted by many StarClan cats, one of which they recognize as Rook, who is watching in pride as the rest of StarClan's ranks accept the new medicine cat apprentice. Okay. I didn't really foresee this path for Stormpaw, but I suppose it does make sense. Storkkit, their brother, did pass away of kitten cough, so maybe Stormpaw saw that and decided that they wanted to try and be a cat to prevent other cats from experiencing such tragedy themselves. Their adopted mother, Goldsap, also passed away of a cough, being white cough, so it really does make sense for a more compassionate cat that doesn't want other cats to endure such tragedy. Sorry for the noises, our cats are scratching. Frostwhisper thinks Blue Shade is being annoying, high negative effect. And Frostwhisper had a huge argument with Chartrumble. Okay, so I guess our positive attitude has since run out with the snow time. Ooh, Falcon Scratch Tail was badly injured by a falling tree. That probably means broken, but we'll try and check that out. Yarosar's yellow cough is gone. Poppy Eye has recovered from their dislocated joint, but probably being unused to moving around, misstepped and slipped from a rock, instead spraining their paw. One thing after another with this clan. Oh. Oh no. Yarosar and Snowleaf have acknowledged their bond and are now mates. Fierceface was seen in a very serious conversation with a kitty pet who ran away when another patrol approached. Okay, I mean, Snowleaf being with Yarosar doesn't mean it's mutually exclusive. They could still end up with Frostwhisper. It just burns when I saw Snowleaf has acknowledged their bond. I thought it was gonna say Frostwhisper at the front, and no, it said Yarosar. Honestly, that's just such a burn. And I'm so sad. We've been like fighting the yes are they, no aren't they for so long. I thought we were finally gonna get an answer to that, and we just didn't. Yay for them. Also, I'm not going to count this against Fierceface just because I didn't count that for Icyfin in last episode. Since I am doing this back-to-back, unfortunately, I don't know if we decided this is bad or not, but we'll retroactively add on a strike if we do decide to go that route. Oh, it's nice to see the camp not totally covered with snow. Here's Colekit a little bit more grown up. He's wishing other cats would stop babying him, and he really does take after Ravensong. Almost 1 for 1 in terms of color. Ravensong's a much darker black, but still with those piercing blue eyes that definitely seem to be pretty common. I think both parents have cyan eyes, so it's not surprising that all their kits do too, but it's just really cute to see a trait that actually seems consistent for a family. Yarsar is currently thinking about battle strategies. Little odd for a meek cat, I think, but that's probably tying into the good fighter tendency there. Needledew is questioning everything. I still think it's a little weird that a troublesome cat was promoted to deputy, but I think part of that troublesome nature comes from things like questioning things, and I think that probably can also tie into their thinker traits, which I do think Yarosar seems to be prioritizing. Blueshade is just looking around camp. Unfortunately, we are insulting him. Blueshade smiles at your words. The smile doesn't reach their eyes. May your nights be filled with sweetest dreams and the warmest nests. Honestly, the smile doesn't reach their eyes is just kind of the scariest thing for me. Hill Petal is looking forward to today. Despite their injuries, they fell into snowbanks, so they have both shivering and frostbite. And then we have Stormpaw here, a little bit more grown up now. He's got a really interesting white mark. It's very, very hard to see normally, and I don't know how well the video is going to translate it, but it looks like just based off the shading, he has a white that kind of goes along here, down, and looks like there's some on his back too, actually. And then it kind of comes down, and everything below that line is white. And the very tip of his tail also looks like it's got white too. So he's actually got some very interesting patterns on his gray fur there. But he's currently hoping to learn from Hill Petal's expertise. His mentor, however, is Blueshade. He grew to be obsessive. I guess there could be possibly worse traits than Medicine Cat, but hopefully it's not so much that it's debilitating. He's quick to help and oddly resourceful, both of which are great traits for Medicine Cat. Frost Whisper is thinking about a strange two-legged object they saw recently. Weaselreed is daydreaming, possibly about his lost mate. It's kind of hard to know, but I'm glad that he seems to be doing a little bit better. Snowleaf is trying to set a good example for younger cats. Just out of curiosity here, I'm just gonna say, like, in terms of like versus dislike, Yarosar definitely seems like a healthier choice for Snowleaf, possibly. There's no dislike hidden in there anyway, not like with Frost Whisper. And all of their other traits seem to be a lot stronger anyway. Obviously, some of that gets boosted with a mate bond, but I don't know if this dislike is going to impede any possible relationship with us. It definitely seems a lot more healthy on our side of the spectrum, but obviously it takes two to tango here. And in terms of romantic like, Frost Whisper does have a crush on Lyra Rush and Needledew too. If anything, Needledew seems a lot stronger and a lot healthier. There's only a little bit of jealousy there. So I still don't know if Frost Whisper and Snowleaf is actually going to happen or not. We'll see. How does Needledew feel about Frost Whisper? That's also returned. Honestly, that's about as strong as Snowleaf and Frost Whisper are too. So really it's a toss-up. The Needledew does also like Raven Song and Light Pelt, so there's definitely competition. More so with Needledew than Snowleaf, at least on, you know, the surface there. Honestly, the whole clan at this point could just end up being poly together too, and that wouldn't necessarily surprise me. It's just messy. I wanted to keep mess down to minimum with fewer mates going around, but we'll see. I think it's just gonna end up being a lot of polycules though. Or a lot of like one-sided mating bonds anyway. Alright, Falcon Scratch has a mangled tail, which sounds really bad, like honestly worse than a broken tail. But there's still a good chance that it's gonna heal without any issues, so we'll take that over broken tail or some other trait that means he'd definitely lose it. Primpaw is currently wondering if Raven Song was a good apprentice. Little Heart might still be unwell. If so, we'll just send him out with the best teaching cat on one-on-one training and see how he develops from there. He was kind of on track to actually be made a warrior very early at 10 moons, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he's probably going to graduate exactly at 12 moons now. Moonfern is understanding the significance of early clan teachings for kits. Let's try playing some Moss Ball with Cold Kit. But after Moonfern passes it to Cold Kit, the kid starts to hog the ball and refuses to continue playing, empathy -1. Moonfern's been having some rough times with the kids lately. Charred Rumble is gathering moss for the nursery. We're insulting her. That's it, no more moss ball for today. So I guess she's just going to be treating us like a kid that gave her an answer she doesn't want to hear because of how much she's probably disliking us right now. Let's see how bad the damage is. Not as bad as it could be, but we're certainly not on target to bettering clan relations either. Ironically, I did want to have her play Moss Ball too since she's gathering moss. Coal Kid does take a more gentle approach with Charred Rumble though, only passing the ball back to them gently so it doesn't fly up at them. So empathy ends up being neutral. And Coal Kid is just wishing other cats would stop babying them. So let's go ahead and jump into our patrols. Last time we had so many border patrols that actually could have recruited cats and we couldn't do it then. But now we saw a surplus of prey and it's springtime, so we can recruit cats if we get the chance to. I just have a bad sneaking suspicion that all of last time was our chance to, and we're not going to have anything now. And River's joining me. Yeah, what do you want? Scritches? No? Okay. You're nice and warm. Were you sunning? Okay, good to hear. Chatty Cathy. Alright, we'll see if she continues making noise, but she definitely wants something for me. And she's not going to get it because she's asking hours early. Alright, but patrol time. We'll do our LifeGen patrol first as usual. We find a new hunting ground full of prey, but it's close to Two Leg Place. We'll proceed. We managed to catch a lot of prey and return safely, earning praise from our clan. I feel like Frost Whisperer is just so competent and yet insufferable, and so the clan just never knows how to feel about him. They're just like, what Frost Whisperer are we getting today? Is it the one that's really comforting our kids and is always bringing back prey? Or is it the one that's insulting us and saying that we smell bad? Alright, let's go ahead and send out our medicine cats first, though. Blue Shade attends one of the grimmer jobs as medicine cat. Attending the grounds where MoonClan goes to mourn their dead needs to be tended to. They bring along Stormpaw as their assistant, and the two cats head out in relative silence. Even though there's nothing different about this place other than the serenity it was chosen for, Blue Shade always feels that the grief and love their clanmates express here seeps into every corner. They tidy the grounds, collecting rosemary as they work. Feels appropriate for the plant to grow here when its herbs are used to hide the scent of death. And we gather rosemary. Alright, there's no real teaching cats that we have still, so let's do training with Liar Rush. They have a nice practice session with Primpaw, soaking up all of Liar Rush's best tips and tricks. Our first hunting patrol brings back a huge amount of prey, which is great to see after a harsh leaf bear. No, we're not hurting for prey at all, but hopefully it's a sign of plenty to come. And our second patrol also brings back a huge amount of prey. We are now up to 394 pieces of prey. I think we'll do the rest border. Alright, our final border patrol is being led by Yarostar with Pigeon Flick, Fierce Face, and us on the squad. As we are checking the border lines, we notice Bliss Clan has strayed into the territory. This is our ally, but it's suspicious. We'll proceed. We kind of have to. Our patrol decides to follow the scent, but we end up walking in circles. Either the trespasser is good at concealing their trail, or our patrol just need to work on their tracking skills. Doesn't matter now, the day has been wasted. Yarosar decides they should just return to camp and report the strange scent, worsening our relationships with Bliss Clan. Alright, let's go ahead and do our next time skip, I suppose. What was that, Sinbad? Alright, well, let's go ahead and dive into our next moon or time skip here. I don't know, I just feel like there's something that we should be anticipating here that I'm forgetting about, so hopefully more cats just heal up with plenty of herbs. We challenge a decision made by the deputy, our voice ringing out in the silent camp. By the way, this is Moon 85 and we are 84 moons old. The kid challenges us to erase and we humor them, only to accidentally trip over a root and sprawl out on the ground, causing the kid to declare victory amidst giggles. We can always just play this off as if that was totally intentional. We are doing it just for the kid's humor. So, you know, it's Fine. It's fine. If it helps the kit to feel better. And that should just be Coal Kit too. And that makes total sense that we'd be playing with Coal Kit, who is our nephew. We have a lot more interactions this moon. Frost Whisper appreciates Poppy Eye telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. Frost Whisper calls to Icy Fin to catch them a fat mouse on their next patrol. Needledew started a huge argument between us and Lightpelt. And Chirpback and Frost Whisper agree about something trivial. I never really know how to read this negative effect, whether it's between us and Needledew, or us and Lightpelt, or us and both of them. Our argument is with Lightpelt. We'll just insult Lightpelt. Lil Heart has recovered from green cough. That's good. That's a start. Lyra Rush has gotten a running nose. Mild and fine. And Fawn Shock no longer has yellow cough. So finally some cats are starting to be on the mend from this plague that has been going around. And worse news though, Hill Petal thought the chill in their bones would never leave, but thankfully they feel warm once again. They do sigh sadly as Blue Shade suggests it's time to take the tail off. The flesh is blackened from frostbite and is obviously dead. There's no use in leaving it attached. Hill Petal agrees. So Hill Petal is going to be sporting a shorter tail now. I feel like that's very preventable, but scars are gonna happen somehow. Alright, let's see how everyone's doing though. Oh, here's Hill Petal. Definitely a little bit shorter. Since the tail kind of routes back up and around, it's hard to say just how much of it is actually gone. But for now, he definitely looks like he's just got a cute little bobtail. So I guess that really could have been worse. Alright, Yarosar is wondering how Weaselry is doing. Honestly, I'm starting to have mixed feelings about Yarosar. I feel like when he was younger, he was more sincere and was making a lot more calls that are better for the clan. But I think now he's really settled into his role, and I think feeling more confident in taking riskier decisions, both for the betterment and possibly the worsening of the clan, since I think he is making some decisions that might be non-traditional, for better and for worse again there. So again, that's not really a trajectory I foresaw him embarking on, but here we are. Needledew almost got lost near some two-leg nests. You're not off the hook just because you started the argument with somebody else. Blue Shade is having a good day though. Hill Petal is refusing to share gossip at the Half Moon meeting. And Stormpaw is feeling proud. I hope they are. They deserve to be. Sky Scratch is fervently grooming between each of their toes. That is not something I feel like I read every day. We almost got lost near some two-leg nests too. Maybe we are just ranging a little bit farther and wider, either in search of herbs or prey. Chirpback is wondering what the inside of a two-leg den looks like. We are talking to him. Sarclane, I just can't sleep. My mind's telling me to keep working. Ever feel that way, Frost Whisper? I'm sure Frost Whisper probably does a little bit more work in his dreams anyway, so yes and no. Lightpelt is distracted by a shiny two-leg trinket they found. They really do seem to like two-leg trinkets, but for a cat that's a little bit more childish, I guess I can kind of understand that. You know, kind of obsession with novelty and toys and shiny things. I kind of share that boon, curse, I don't know. But we are insulting him. Are you lashing out to compensate for your abnormally large nose? That was probably one of the better quips I've seen so far too. Poppy Eye won't stop pulling pranks. I definitely think she has really overcompensated, leaning towards the troublesome nature of late, but we are talking to her. Frost Whisper, Coal Kid just told me there's a huge ugly spider on my tail. Quick, help me get it off. What? There's nothing there? But Primpaw told me. Oh, Sarkland Primpaw. Poppy Eye storms off to go chew out Fawn Shock, who's dying of laughter on the other side of camp. Once again, I don't know which cat was actually responsible for that. I have a feeling it's meant to just be a sibling versus sibling thing, and the game couldn't decide which sibling it wanted to blame. But it sounds like she's just pulling pranks that was well deserved, and maybe multiple cats were in on it. Scoreturner thinks Yarosar could be leading the clan better. I mean, see, like, I still think Yarosar has something going on, like something changed, or like he's just feeling more confident, and I think it's starting to reflect in his leadership, and I think other cats are feeling it too. Now, he is fierce, and Yarosar's meek, so that could also just be an innate difference of values too. Icy Fin is practicing their speech in the reflection of a lake. We're talking to him? It's been a second, actually. Oh hey, Frost Whisper, wanna come visit Comfreyfoot's grave with me? I've been leaving their favorite prey by it every day, just so they know I haven't forgotten. And Leaf Bear, that might have been a little bit excessive, but I'm sure the thought is nice and counts for something. Moonfern is refining skills and recognizing the unique needs of each kit. Let's go ahead and tell Coal Kit a story. But as Moonfern recounts the story of a misunderstood loner, Coal Kit laughs and makes jokes, showing little regard for the character's situation, empathy -1. Charred Rumble is considering how to foster camaraderie amongst kids from different litters. That seems especially important right now since so many litters are being born so far apart. It's good to kind of allow kits of different ages to interact, especially with so many one-kit litters lately. Coal Kit shows remarkable bravery when facing Charred Rumble in a play fight, determined to one day become the victor. So courage is 1, empathy is -1 now. And Coal Kit is telling Hill Petal to catch them some fresh prey. That is wrong on so many regards. I guess Hill Petal at least isn't sick anymore, but I can definitely see kids making mistakes like that where they're just not paying attention to who's actually contributing what to the clan. The cat we have a crush on seems down lately. You want to do something to cheer them up. We decide to share a humorous story from our apprentices. They listen attentively, and by the end, their mood seems lifted. They thank you for making them smile. And again, I wish if this is Snowleaf or another cat, we'd stop playing, well, ironically, cat and mouse, and actually just admit our feelings, and then we can be together. Or not, it doesn't matter. Just somebody please say something, I'm dying here. Blue Shade and Stormpaw are going out in New Leaf to look for one of the most common herbs for their arsenal, and they gather some dandelions. Hill Petal gathers some rosemary. Little Heart still isn't feeling very well, so let's go ahead and have Lyrish take him out again, or take Primpaw out again so we can get him some training still. Lyrish takes them both out to see a big porcupine, and Primpaw and Lyrish get into an argument about its dangers. Okay, once again, we're going to try and focus a bit more on border missions and prey gathering to try and get some other cats in the clan. We start off on a border mission, and while on patrol, Bipelt notices some suspicious paw prints. We have to proceed, and we send off a trespassing rogue out of the territory. Oh. Okay, this is our first hunting mission. The patrol hears a lot of barking and commotion. We're nervous more than anything, so I think we're just not going to proceed. We decide to go to another part of territory to hunt. They want no part of the ruckus. And we don't gather anything, but I didn't really think getting even a huge amount of prey is worth getting mauled by a dog for, so it's fine. But I'm curious as to what that, interaction could have actually been anyway. Okay, our next hunting and last hunting patrol for the moon comes across a thunder path running through the forest. This is a interaction I haven't seen actually in a very long time, and I'd love to not proceed because horrible, horrible things can happen with this interaction. But with fierce, bold, and ambitious cats, I don't think we'd be turning away from a challenge, so we're proceeding. Okay, and it pays off. We get a large amount of prey on the other side. Alright, and our last mission for today improves relationships with River Clan when we gather some of their kits for them and bring them back home. Alright, Once again, it's a lot more mild or subdued events that are happening, so it's fine by me. I genuinely don't mind having a more subdued spring after that kind of a winter. But I still feel like this is leading up to something, and I don't know, the anticipation is starting to rub me wrong. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into our last time skip of today's episode. Okay, so we have quite a few events for this moon. Needledew informs us that we're scheduled for yet another midnight patrol. Seriously? Maybe it's a hint, wink wink, nudge nudge, you wanna go on a midnight patrol with me? You mourn a fallen clanmate. Their memory lives on in your heart, a beacon of strength and courage. You comfort a grieving clanmate, their body shaking with silent sobs. Taken in turn, I would assume that this is either mourning a cat that died this moon or a cat that died very recently. I think it would make sense, if nothing else, that it'd be Comfreyfoot and we'd be comforting Weaselreed, since I don't see that dreaded third tab lit up at all. But nonetheless, it really feels odd that we'd be getting this on a moon with no deaths at all. We comfort an elder who's feeling unwell, their grateful purr echoing in the quiet den. I'd assume since we don't have any actual elders, this is just a senior cat, so that's probably Blueshade that we're comforting. Yarosar stands above the clan and proclaims that Primpaw shall now be known as Primshade, honoring their hard work. We will be checking them out here in just a second. We had very few interactions this moon, but at least they're both positive. We're thinking Snowleaf is helpful, and coming up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Chirpback. I just need them to do something together already. Sky Scratch has recovered from birthing their litter. Yarosar has gotten a stomachache. Puppy Eye can walk and move without prey. Their sprain must have finally healed, and they didn't immediately get hurt again. And as the herb stores are inspected, we know some mallow has gone bad and will need to be replaced. Hill Petal leaps up at a flying bug they found around camp and catch it with grace. They wear the rosy maple moth wing proudly. That sounds really pretty. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. Alright, but let's go ahead and just check out all the cats here as per usual and see what everyone's getting into. So Yarosar is thinking about battle strategies. He's not letting his stomachache get him down at all. He's still okay to patrol for this moon. Needledew is considering using sticks to help mend broken bones. So that's that kind of visionary thinker we need. Blueshade is having doubts about Stormpaw's abilities. Aw, Stormpaw. I mean, he's still very new to Medicine Cat apprenticehood. It's a lot harder than warriorhood seems to be, so it's understandable that they'd be having, you know, some growing pains, I suppose. Hill Petal, meanwhile, is struggling to remember all the names of herbs. Speaking of it being harder, even the experienced cats can still struggle, and it's fine. Just, you know, work your hardest and don't hurt anybody in the meantime. And here is that rosy maple moth wing. Not exactly what I was envisioning for rosy maple, but still very, very pretty. I was picturing it to be more like brown and like orange than pink and yellow, but definitely Hill Petal is still gonna be rocking that out. Stormpaw, meanwhile, saw a kitty pet with the fluffiest fur imaginable today. He honestly is doing well with his experience. He's already up to 20 points for Medicine Cat, when most apprentices really struggle to get up to that point by 8 months. So I think he's doing fine. I think Blueshade just has bad expectations. Frost Whisperer is wondering if Starkman has given Blueshade any prophecies lately. So I think we'll talk to Blueshade. That also means that we're gonna try and patrol with Blueshade. It's been a hot second since we've even had a chance to. So even though it's a Medicine Cat, we're gonna try. So let's go back and talk to Blueshade real quick. Oh, good evening, Frost Whisperer. It's very nice to see you. Have you been taking care of yourself? Haha, I know, I worry too much, but I just want to make sure you're alright. The season's been quite, interesting. Well, I'll be off then. If you need anything, you can always let me know. Blue Shade is a lot more forgiving of us than I think we might be of other cats. Probably comes in with that mediator trait of his, or just maturity, possibly. Lil Heart is still unfortunately down for the count. That means he really wasn't a part of, helping Primpaw get his name. But, real life doesn't always go as planned, so he needed to take the break, Snowleaf is daydreaming about being a warrior in Lion Clan. We are talking to him. Hey Frost Whisper, you're looking great today. I was wondering if you want to gather flowers later. I want to decorate my nest and make it all pretty. Maybe we can find something nice for your nest too. That'd be nice. Chirpack wants to critique Fawn Shock's fighting techniques. We're talking to him again. We've been talking to him a lot more. Hey, has Palefur been acting funny to you lately? You haven't noticed him hanging around the back corner of camp, have you? You have? Uh-oh. No, it's okay. You couldn't have known. It's just something that they've done since we were both kids. They hang around that part of camp whenever they're having a hard time. There must be something they're not telling me. I'll go investigate on my own. Thanks. So once again, the names got a little bit mixed up there. I think something happened with the sibling input code, so I think it's just a little bit messy right now. For now, we'll just assume it's whatever the first cat on the list is and kind of go accordingly. But I do find it just very ironic that Chirpack is being so attuned to Palefur's needs when Palefur is our last murderer left standing. It's not great, but what can you do? That's what happens when you're being more of an empath than those around you. And then here's Prince Shade, currently wondering what living with two legs must be like. We're gonna see him all grown up next moon, but for now, at least as an apprentice aged warrior, his traits are competitive and incredible runner, so it looks like that can't sit still did evolve into some kind of endurance trait. They were mentored by a Little Heart who influenced them to be more likely to bend the rules and defend their beliefs. When they graduated, they were honored for their hard work, graduating at 11 moons old. Alright, so I don't know what's in store for Prince Shade here, but I don't know that Little Heart or Prince Shade are going to be a part of that prophecy after all. Moonfern is exploring ways to introduce kids to the world beyond the nursery safely. Let's try doing a scavenger hunt then. But Cool Kit refuses to explore an unfamiliar part of the camp for the hunt that Moonfern set up, so courage is back down to 0. Chartrumble is still considering how to foster camaraderie among kids from different litters. As Chartrumble tells a story about a clan who helped others in need, Cool Kit listens intently, eyes wide with admiration, compassion 1. So yeah, Moonfern has only been lowering Kit's traits and Chartrumble has only been increasing Kit's traits, so at the end it ends up being more neutral than anything. I just don't know why Moonfern's been on such a bad streak lately. I know she is upset that Frost Whisper liked Snowleaf, but I wouldn't think that that would affect her so strongly. And finally, Cool Kit is being extra fluffy, and therefore extra cute today. So let's go ahead and dive into our last patrols for the episode. Maybe we'll finally actually get a cat recruited. During a patrol, we spot a strange wooden path that's slightly elevated with some birds on it. We leap onto the path, snagging a bird with our claws, and our clanmates are impressed with our catch. I definitely think we're a pretty good hunter at this point. And we are joining this entourage, and we're gonna try and help gather some herbs today. New leaves should bring new leaves on the blackberry brambles. Blue Shades heads out to collect some, bringing along anyone who isn't busy with other work. Sure enough, all along the trailing branches of the blackberry brambles, new leaves are poking towards the sun. Blue Shade carefully plucks them, not taking too many. They want the plant to supply the clan in future moons too. The rest of the patrol listens to them describe how Messing Cat must predict the clan's future need, and respect for Blue Shade grows as they listen. Blackberry was gathered. Hillpetal actually looks really cute now with this mothwing and bobtail, I'm not gonna lie. But Hillpetal is not as successful as the others are, and there's nothing to gather. And we no longer have any apprentices, so we're just gonna send cats out accordingly. Again, focusing a little bit more on border than we have been. But at first, we have a hunting mission with a lot of two legs lingering in a clearing. We have an insecure trait, so we're not going to proceed. Our second and probably last hunting patrol does take a huge amount of prey back to camp, though. Our first border mission improves Crooked Clan relationships. Our second notices Goose Clan scent is straight into the territory. We follow the scent deeper into the territory, stumbling upon the deputy on the way to our camp. Suspicious but sure of their intentions, we escort them back to camp to speak with the leader, improving our relationships. Finally, Yarsar is leading a patrol with Ravensong, Lightpelt, and Poppy Eye, and we hear a cat begging for their housefolk to come back. Just barely legible over the sound of a monster speeding away. Now, there's no guarantee here we're gonna be successful, but I'm sure gonna try. We find a kitty pet collapsed by the Thunder Path, waiting for their housefolk, with the only explanation being that they're sick and perhaps too much of a burden for being abandoned. We decide to bring them back to our camp, and they follow tentatively. And Shaded Paw has joined the clan, their reputation towards outsiders improving. Let's end off today by checking out Shaded Paw. So Shaded Paw is currently looking around the camp with wonder. She is an adolescent female cat with cyan eyes and a mackerel black pelt. She is only 7 moons old, so very, very young. It looks like she is immediately apprenticed to Fawn Shock, who I think was on that mission with them. No, she wasn't, never mind. She is responsible, interested in relationship drama, and constantly climbing. She's sick with green cough, which is, obviously very serious, but it's not necessarily a death sentence either. And this is what she looks like healthy. She's got really cute little white boots. So fingers crossed that Shaded Paw is going to feel better here soon, but I'm just stoked we finally got a cat to be added to the clan. She's a little bit behind in experience possibly, but not unexpected for a kitty pet, and this way she'll mostly be able to, be raised up as a warrior and not fall too far behind, which is frankly nice. But on that positive-ish note, one cat's misfortune is another clan's fortune, we are going to go ahead and leave off today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I thank you all so much for watching up to this point. If you are still here, feel free to check out links in the description below for links to other social media, as well as alternative ways to support me. Thank you especially to Parental Unit for supporting me via one of those methods. It's greatly appreciated, especially right now with school and everything going on. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you all then, and bye!